Top 3 questions I get asked on this channel. What does the Amazon Relay load board look like? How do I book loads? And when I book those loads, how do I stay so local? These are the relay rates for Monday, January 1st.
Let's get into those SoCal relay rates.
All right. First things first, Happy New Year. In the middle, it's halftime watching a game I'm interested in. So 10 to 13 going into halftime. Had a little bit of time, figured I'd come out and shoot one of these. As always, I'm going to do chapters in this. Going to do recommended up front, followed by 53. We'll take a look at some 26, and then we'll close out with some spot capacity. Let's get into this recommended here. One thing I'm going to have to get used to here in San Diego, the closest place to me that's ever offered blocks has been up in San Bernardino. It appears, since I've been taking some time off for the holidays, that while I've been away, they're starting to do these blocks. That's what these are, this 1407, 1423. This is basically where you agree to work for Amazon for a set amount of time. They tell you where to drive. So in other words, this is 2 days of driving with a break in the middle. And how they account for mileage, they give you 48.5 cents a mile for every mile they ask you to drive. But basically, I've never booked a block before. It may be in my future, but that's what's showing up as recommended right now. These are all blocks starting about, I don't know, 5 to 7 days from now. Plus accessorials, that's just them paying you back for every mile they ask you to drive. Plus they'll cover tolls if they direct you to drive down a toll road. But right now in my recommended, it's nothing but blocks. Something I'm going to have to learn how to do, I suppose. Here's one 26-foot truck, Tuesday, 1:40 in the morning, so starts in about 10 hours, 303 a mile. Looks like they have you starting down at San 5, heading out to Yuma, Arizona, and then Welton, Arizona. Let's see here. Next recommended 26-foot truck. 5 stops. You got to be careful of that. Those little numbers on the side, 1 through 5, that means 5 stops. Starting down in San Diego, San 5, going to San Canyon, Irvine, Huntington Beach, Hemet, and then to Banning. That's pretty much all the recommended. 2 26-foot loads and a whole bunch of blocks. Let's take a look at what I like to keep an eye on here. I call it my local load board, my Otai to Vista power only. And there are only 5 in there. I got to remember to turn that auto refresh off. San Diego going up to Riverside, 311 total payout. Stopping at DSD1 and then DSD1 going up to Riverside. I'll bet you it's loaded up to DSD1. Yep, little black circle filled in there. That means it's a loaded trailer. And then this is going to be an empty. Open circle there means it's an empty trailer. Another San Diego to Riverside. Let's see if that one's DSD1. Yep, another one going to DSD1, so duplicate. San 5 to San 5, 32.2 miles is going to be going to DSD3. You're taking a loaded trailer from San 5 to DSD3 and then bringing an empty one. Yep, it is empty. Bringing an empty one back. Wouldn't be a bad load at 3:30 in the morning. I'm sorry. You do have to get into DSD3. You do have to block 4 lanes of traffic. So would it be bad at 3:34 in the morning? No. Would I do it any later than that? Probably not. Another San Diego going to Riverside and San Diego going to Riverside. See, these are all 111.5 miles. That's probably going to be DSD1 for each one. Yeah, let's just take a look and see everything coming out of San Diego right now. Otai. So there are actually 30. The little limited load board I look at, I try to stay as local as I can. Only had, like 5 or 6 on it. Here's one going to Mira Loma. Let's just see what top money is coming out of San Diego. Price per distance highest, 603. That one going to DSD3, but, a $200 payout. Probably, if you could string a bunch of those together, that'd be worth it. But just, going out for that one load probably wouldn't be worth it. And then after that, it kind of drops off. You can tell Amazon's super organized right now. When I see, especially on 53, when I see 5 stops in one tour. They've got you going from San 5 to TIJ 5 to TIJ 5 to San 5, San 5 to DSD 8, DSD 8 to LGB 9. This 3 weeks ago, San 5 to TIJ 5, I've done that one single trip for $300. Sand 5 to DSD 8. I mean, usually that on a round trip is usually 500. I've seen them send it like one way is like 400, and then DSD 8 to LGB 9. I mean, that's in itself like 400. So I mean, when I see something like this, I see like, wow, 3 weeks ago that was $1,000 worth of load at least, and today it's 372. So you can tell. I mean, I might have made a smart choice in taking the holidays off. Whenever I see a whole bunch of trips bundled together, I'm cautious of that. It's something to look out for. But not a lot of great stuff as far as 53. Let's see that 26-foot trucks out of San Diego. I was going to make one of these yesterday, but there just wasn't really a lot going on. It doesn't look like there's a lot going on today. Here's San Diego, one pick, one stop, going to Yuma, $331 a mile, leaves at 11 tonight. Here's one at 11.50, paying comparable, $325, $600. I'll take a look at Yuma just to see like what are the loads looking like coming back. But it looks like they do have a bunch of like one pick, one stops going over to Yuma. Here's 3 stops going out to Brawley. Most of these stops are post office locations. Picking up at Sand 5, which is down in Otay. I'm willing to bet 820 North Imperial Avenue is a post office. I'm also willing to bet 401 Main Street in Brawley is a post office. San Diego going to Lake Forest, 3 stops. Picking up at Otay, going to Santa Ana, ending up in Lake Forest. I did have somebody ask that, like, how do I know where they're picking up in, like, Moreno Valley, Ontario, San Bernardino? I'll tell you a quick, easy way to do that. I mean, I try to do these relay rates videos around areas that I know that, I can, it at least makes sense. I know the roads and that type of stuff. One reason I don't do these in other areas is I kind of can't provide commentary on loads out of Ohio. I don't know where, I don't know where toll roads are. I don't know if the, this particular lane makes sense. But as far as if you're curious and you want to know, like, well, where are there Amazon warehouses in my area? The quickest way to do that is to just go into Google Maps and like hover over an area. So like, let's say I wanted to know where are all the warehouses in San Bernardino. You can actually hover over an area on Google Maps, type in Amazon warehouse, and everything that picks up on there. I mean, there's your LGB 9, ONT 9, ONT 8, and you can figure out pretty quickly how many and how far away Amazon warehouses are to you. They're available to anybody on Google Maps. But let's just say if I wanted to switch this around and see, let's just say where they are in fact picking up in San Bernardino. Now because I have it to 75 miles, it's pulling up the LA ones. First thing I would do is I'd probably reduce that radius down just to stay in that kind of inland, I don't know if that's called the Inland Empire. I think it's called the Inland Empire up there. It's still showing Buena Park, East Vale, Buena Park. Whole bunch of Buena Parks. Let's do this by deadhead shortest. So LGB 5, San Bernardino, LGB 5, LGB 5, and this can all be the same stuff. I mean, LGB 5 is going to show up over here on the Google Maps thing too. So if you are curious to know like where Amazon warehouse is close to me, best thing to do is just go onto Google Maps, type in Amazon warehouse, and it will show you all the locations that you could potentially be picking up or dropping off at. Let's end with that spot capacity. This was an interesting one. This came out yesterday. 2 shuttle hostler requests out of San 3. Now look at this. They sent this one out at 6:20. They're offering $80 an hour. I didn't do this. It's kind of my time off for the holidays. But this was at 6:20. Now look at this. Same request comes out at 8:42. Now they're up to $90 an hour. They always on these, I've always known them to accept $100 an hour. So, just because you see 80, I mean, and don't let my $100 an hour hold you back. I've heard of people getting even more than that. So just as a reference, I mean, you can see as it becomes more, it's typical Amazon, as it becomes more critical, they're willing to pay more for it. So hostler request yesterday for San 3. Here was one from Saturday. LGB 9 up in Paris. They were looking for 10 hours, 2 drivers, 80 an hour. Saturday also they sent one out for SMF 6. That's up in Sacramento, 80 an hour. They were looking for 10 and a half hours for 1 driver. This is your one and only time to negotiate with Amazon to try to get a higher rate. Another one on Saturday, SMF 3, this time they were looking for 2 drivers for a shuttle hostler shift. Saturday, LAX 5 was looking for a 53-foot truck. Said it was 49 miles, $200, accepting offers. I'm willing to bet that if you could be there, I mean, they wanted you there on December 30th at 1:15 in the morning. I'm willing to bet that if you could have made that deadline, you probably could have asked for quite a bit more money on that as well, too. And let's see, LGB9 shuttle hostler requests. We're going back as far as Thursday. Haven't really been getting a lot of spot capacity. Haven't really been seeing that great of rates. The holiday season kind of came and went, and it's been slow, and that's why I took this time off. But I'm going to get back in there, enjoy the second half of this game, and I hope this video gives you exactly what you came for.